did you want to touch on Shedeur at all?
Let's talk
So
Shedeur. Sure.
just so real quick, like it's another way of just talking about unprofessional cut, all that. I mean, we all know that had to be owner driven, okay? Like everything in Cleveland
Yeah.
is. And so he's not getting cut, obviously. What he is so unprofessional, Shador. It makes it, and I look, it's not his fault. We always say not his fault, right? But as far as,
It
but this
is
one is a
though.
little
It
bit.
is. A lot of this
You
is
didn't
his
need to sit
fault.
on the bench after the game like that. There's you. Rex Ryan went on a rant. I heard Rex talk about it. Rex needs. I mean, it's always a little over the top, but I get what Rex was saying. He's right. You're making it about yourself now. You let down Miles Garrett, Shador. I keep saying this. This is how it works, Tyler. I'm going to say it. Like Keon Coleman, you let down Deion Dawkins. Shador, this isn't about you and you let down Miles Garrett. You need to face him in the locker room and say I wasn't professional because I didn't know the plays. I wasn't prepared. They don't get reps with the first team during the week ever. You've been at practices. Chase Daniel, he was our backup to Drew Brees. Are you kidding me? He didn't even know who the first team. They didn't know who Chase was. We used to joke about that. But anyway, point being is that was disappointing. Obviously, the play that was ridiculous, but that can happen to any rookie, and you're a backup. I What a nightmare. That organization, bottom line, without going into it more, that situation is why they're a nightmare. Nobody knows who's in charge. Number one rule when we talk core four is owner, spend the money and stay out of the way. He doesn't stay out of the way. You can't get past the number one thing on the core four until Haslam spends the money and stays out of the way.
The good news is Paul DePodesta, Mr. Moneyball, Mr. Analytics, is going back to Major League Baseball. The Rockies, right? So, but that's the thing. Like he is the living embodiment of the Office Space scene with the Bobs. Like, what do you do here? Like, nobody really knew what he did, but his presence, it just like permeated every part of the building. It seemed like they were unapologetic with their tanking with Hugh Jackson and trying to accumulate 15, 16 picks a year. And then most all of them were terrible. It didn't. And then, the Deshaun Watson trade, like, are his fingerprints on that? So nobody really knows who does what, but clearly, to your point, Jimmy Haslam believes in this guy and wants this to be an organization that is thinking analytics to the point where, yeah, we're told in 2019, Dan Campbell's in your building. Dan Campbell's talking about beating teams to a pulp at the line of scrimmage, running the ball, playing defense, Cleveland, gritty, all the shit that he talks about the Lions, he could have brought to the Browns. Yet a person in that room told to go along. Jimmy couldn't get it out of his head that this is like a Neanderthal. That he was almost brainwashed to an extent with the analytics. Like this isn't how you win today. So there's all of that. Maybe removing him helps. Andrew Barry and Kevin Stefanski have also been there a long time, a 2-time Coach of the Year winner in Stefanski. He's got that going for him.
Jim
But
Schwartz, I think Jim
you know,
Schwartz is you know how I feel about Schwartz. I think he's maybe the
oh,
best defensive coordinator in the NFL. But
it just goes to show how bad owners create bad teams. Like you might have a damn good coach, defensive coordinator. I love their draft this year. They drafted some studs. But what did they do? They welcomed the circus in the 5th round with Shedeur Sanders. So you don't feel bad for the Browns at all. Like you welcomed all of this. So it's got to be ownership. I mean, from a strictly football point of view, it makes sense. Oh, let's take a chance on this quarterback in the 5th round who put up all these numbers at Colorado. But it's not played in numbers. He's basically, you're welcoming in like Tebow level hype. Like the people who are behind Shedeur are nuts. I mean, it's crazy. The legion of it's cultish. I mean, the excuses they make he was 4 of 16. He was terrible. it was clear he didn't know what he was doing out there. And backups aren't getting reps in practice. That's why it was such a big deal in our Bears reporting when coaches are like, okay, like Caleb is working a certain way. Let's get Tyson Bagent some reps in practice just to see how Caleb will respond. Like that was a thing because the starter is getting all the reps. So that's not an excuse, but guess what? You can be a professional. You can know how to do a snap count. You can know how to get people lined up. And you know what bothered me more than anything with Shedeur Sanders is when he came onto the field. Did you see him going like this, like basking in the glow? Like here, I'm here. Michael Jordan has arrived. Let's hear it.
Man, it's
Dude, you haven't done
no, it's
anything.
hard.
You've done
I know
absolutely
it's hard to
nothing.
watch. It's hard. He didn't really. I know it's hard to watch. It's and that's where I don't like to. I know. I hate it. I hate it. I hate the whole setup for him. I know Cleveland. There, I shouldn't say I know, but nobody wanted this player probably in the league. He's an average talent that's a headache at the end of the day. He's not a super talent.
GM through the scouting staff. You don't think anybody wanted Shedeur Sanders there in Cleveland? This is all ownership.
That's my guess.
Yeah.
I like Stefanski seems too how do I say it? Okay, if he wants the Dylan Gabriel player to work with, he couldn't be more different. So if that's who you wanted in the third round, your fifth round quarterback couldn't be more different. So
And we were just ripping the Raiders and Spy Tech and Carroll and fooling yourself into winning with that roster. There is a way though. Like I like the thinking in Cleveland where okay, we're acknowledging the fact that we're probably not going to win a Super Bowl this year. Probably not going to make the playoffs this year. Let's get a lot of draft picks. Let's get some ammo for next season and try to compete in the now with a defense, with a run game, that kind of stuff. But you still got to be really careful with who in the hell you line up at quarterback, right? There's got to be somebody that's competent running the show. What would be an example of a team that has kind of threaded that needle, Jim? Because you were in that seat, you know what it's like to sit there and think, okay, we're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. We want some picks for the future, but to just draft a couple mid-round picks. I mean, outside of Russell Wilson and Dak Prescott, you never see quarterbacks drafted in the third round. Tom Brady, third round or lower, excel. Like there's a reason for it. And Joe Flacco was Joe Flacco. I guess like Kenny Pickett was kicking around there too. Maybe you thought you had a Sam Darnold renaissance on your hands.
I was so angry. You just sparked me thinking about Kenny Pickett. I had no idea, but I looked up who Geno Smith's backup was because I'm like, who is his backup? It's got to be somebody else to play. Kenny Pickett. I didn't know he was the backup.
Release the Pickett. Release the Pickett. It's time, baby.
So, but yeah, Cleveland.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. I'm saying it's tough for Andrew.
That
Berry
part,
in
okay,
front
yeah.
office.
To your
It's
point,
a tough spot.
Philosophy. Draft picks are the most overrated. Stockpiling, I think that is so overrated. Get a quarterback, figure it out. However, you get the quarterback at this point. I don't know. That's my answer. It's an easy answer, but it's true. They had Deshaun. They thought that was the owner thought that was the answer.
Well, the thing is, what you have to do, and you're in this position of dire straits, is what Jason Light and Rob McCartney and those Bucks did. It's get Baker Mayfield. Oh wait a minute. They had Baker Mayfield, and yeah, they
Drafted him.
didn't. That's interesting too. I'll write about it at the site soon. There was somebody with the Browns who told me that they just didn't hear from Baker Mayfield for multiple months after that 2021 season. Remember, he played through the torn shoulder. I mean, he's just in massive, throbbing, awful pain. I think they went like 8-9 that season. He wasn't a total failure, but he throws with so much power in his lower body and his torso. And Scott McLuhan broke it down once. Like he he was a driving force way back when to get the Browns to draft Baker Mayfield. He's in Dorsey's ear, Elliott Wolf's ear. He loved Baker. He saw Brett Favre in him. But it's true, like he throws with so much power and he wasn't himself. So I think from the Browns' point of view, when you're not hearing from Baker after that year and you're into a 1 year prove it final year of his rookie deal, you're thinking, okay, we got to move on. We got to dare ourselves to be better. But I probably side with the Baker Mayfield logic on, you're not showing me much love. I just sacrificed my body out there for you. Screw it. I'm not even going to talk. Like, I think that he and his camp wanted to see a little effort out of Browns management with how they're going to build a team, how they're going to treat him before really going all in too. It takes two to tango. The relationship was so bad at that point, that offseason of 2022. Finding a quarterback it's a lot more than, like you said, it's a lot more than just stockpiling picks and drafting a guy. There's relationships involved, just having the right pieces around that quarterback. And it's a shame. I mean, the Browns could have had Dan Campbell as their coach and Baker Mayfield as their quarterback. Instead, you're trotting Shedeur Sanders out there, and it's embarrassing. Everybody's talking about you for the wrong reasons this week.
For the latest and greatest in football journalism, subscribe at golongtd.com.